well, first of all, when you started it, was it part of a larger marketing plan in your own mind, or did it just kind of organically happen?
Yeah. It just kind of organically happened. Like, you know, like I said, I was doing music videos for like Futuristic, KID, who's now Kyle, and some other like artists, DY, Hoodie Allen, like in these artists, and it started just growing kind of a fan base for like music videos, independent artists, and then like filmmaking and filmmaking tips, behind the scenes videos. And it's kind of a culmination of both of those things. And it was never like my intention. Like I always saw it as a bigger picture, like I said, for me, how to like grow. Because I remember I was in film school. This is a good story. I just thought about this. Okay. I was in film school, and it was my senior year, and I was in my directing class. And for our thesis, we could either make, you know, our short film, thesis film, or the alternative, which was like the alternative and kind of looked down on, was do 3 music videos. I was like, shoot, I'm just going to turn in 3 music videos that I've been shooting, and they'll be like, there's my final.
Sure.
And, but so I was the only one in the class. There was probably like 20 to 25 of us. And you had to like follow over the course of 2 semesters this outline, and you check back in class, and you would have your pre-production packet and all this stuff. And every time it would come to me, my professor in class, in front of everyone, would be like, and now we come to Jake, who we all know is not like, he would like call me out in class. And it was because a couple kids, I wasn't friends with too many people in there, but a few people, and they'd come up to me like, bro, we know what you're doing. Like, keep doing you. Like, don't worry about him. But
that's insane.
He called me into his office hours one time, and he told me straight to my face, he was like, I could fail you. And it was just like, basically, he said this too. He said, your music, I could send your music videos to 5 directors I know right now, and they would all say it sucks. And I just remember saying, said that, I promise you. And I remember sitting on the opposite side of the desk going, like, and this was right at the time I started getting a couple 100,000 views on like videos and stuff. Right. And I was like, I know I'm not where I'm at or could be, but I don't suck, and they don't suck. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. I kind of got a little bit of a too, like,
good,
as I wouldn't have hundreds of thousands of views on my YouTube channel. And he had this like moment of like, oh, what? Like, and then he got right back into his, you know, shtick of whatever, and I need to follow his plan, or I'm never gonna go anywhere with music videos. That's what he said. I would never go anywhere with music videos.
Because neither David Fincher, Michael Bay, Antoine Fuqua, Spike Jonze, none of those guys did any well.
None of those guys. And so it's just like I continued doing my thing, and I was just like, this is kind of my way in. I see it working, because right at the time, Mac Miller was kind of he was really blowing up on YouTube, and Rex Arrow, who was doing his videos, was as well. And so I just saw the potential. I saw where it could go. And it just kind of, you know, ended up senior thesis, turning in 3 music videos. He ended up apologizing to me on the spot there. It was just like, these turned out great. I want to say I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And now a couple years, you know, later down the road, he was asking me if I would come back and speak to his directing class because I had moved out to LA. I'd been there probably 3 or 4 years, done a bunch of like really cool projects, and it took off kind of rather quickly once I moved to LA. And he was like, hey, do you mind coming back to speaking to my directing class at ASU? And now, like, I remember last year he messaged me a link to his new like film that he had just shot and asked me to watch it and give him feedback. I was like, no way. And I didn't respond. I didn't respond to his message. You know, Facebook will tell you if you've seen the message or whatever. And so, my student's too good to respond back to me now, or my former student. It was crazy. So it's a crazy story. So don't ever let people tell you can't or won't do something. If you got the determination and drive, like, you can make it happen. Because, like, what if I was like an impressionable kid and was like, oh yeah, maybe it does suck, and
and you're done.
Maybe these aren't any good, and but I knew, like, I was like, this is what I want to do. It doesn't suck. Like, I feel like I'm good. I see where it, like, I had that confidence and that drive, and so it didn't stop me. But I can only imagine, you know, someone else having a different impact potentially, and so it's crazy that a student or a teacher would even say that to a student.
You know well, first of all, that is a fantastic story. And the one thing I just want to mention is that you were part of the new generation, and you were figuring new ways out to do the same thing, if not better, than the old generation. He was stuck in his dogmatic way of doing things.
Right.
I don't find you to be very dogmatic in the way you do things. You're going to be doing it your own way, how you want to do it. And that's how innovation happens. But people that are behind you are scared of change.